Hey everyone, this is Whiplash coming at you with a new video for 7 Days to Die. This is a post-commentary. This is a single-player world which I had not yet recorded or streamed prior to this. But I wish I had, as this world has worked out very well for me. I have a very strong start here, and I thought I'd record my Day 7 Horde event. And I mean properly record as opposed to stream footage, which I admit is not the greatest quality. I do have a bit of a quandary about that, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But for now, let me talk about what's going on in this world. I'm playing on typical my insane settings, 150% spawn rate, 25% loot rate. And I have appropriated this bank building as a base. I really like banks because this area you see I'm putting the spikes in, it's a little bit like the sort of pillar style base you can do. The four brick pillars you can see around the perimeter here are holding up the ceiling in the middle. And the middle window part, which you can sort of see there, was filled with glass, which I knocked out and replaced with frames so that I could stand above there while the horde was going on and shoot down at them. I did think about using iron bars, but they are very expensive, and I don't intend to stay in this world for, I don't intend to stay in this location for long enough to recoup that investment. I thought it'd be better just to use wood frames. So I'm just doing some last minute preparations here. We're a couple hours away from the big Day 7 Horde event. And I wanted to try to test wood trunk spikes out a little bit. There's a point where I thought about putting down some of the regular spikes, but I decided not to because they're also very expensive, and I wanted to save or stockpile those a little bit. I'm planning to move from this location to an island to build a base. It's a beautiful island on a lake, and you're probably going to get to see that. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about with my quandary about how to handle this stuff. I very much enjoy streaming 7 days, and I also would like to record 7 days. However, having two separate worlds going for streaming and video is a little counterproductive. I took a chance here, jumping over spikes a few times. You'll see me do that a lot. I'm not sure how to explain that. But like I said, it's a bit of a quandary because I don't want to have multiple worlds going, and the worlds I've tried to start in Alpha 15 so far for streaming have really not worked out that well. So I'm thinking about continuing this world on stream. Like I said, I had a good start, and I've made it through the event, and I think I'll pick it up on stream on Day 8 and show what I was planning to do with building a new base on the island and so forth. Here's the part where I was thinking about putting down this regular wood spikes, but I decided not to. As I said, I wanted to stockpile, and they're very expensive. It's like 3,000 wood worth of spikes, and I wanted to save them for when I actually move to my new location. I wanted to see how effective these wood trunk spikes would be, which you can see I kind of pyramided them as much as I could. The thinking there was as they climb up on top and the spikes break, which they always do, they would expose new spikes underneath, and I just wanted to see how effective it was. So we were getting close to the horde here, and I just kind of walked around the perimeter of the base, making sure I'd check these different cars, taking a look at different things. In a second here, I stopped for a second to take a screenshot, which will probably end up being the thumbnail of this video. This is the bank location where you can see I built on the roof, and I've got all the spikes in the lobby underneath, and I can sit above them and try to draw them on the spikes and shoot at them and so forth. So let me see, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about during this event. You're going to notice that I'm not using iron arrow tips. I do have some in my stash, but I had like 100 regular arrows that I wanted to use up. Although near the end of the event I do make some iron tipped arrows because I end up using all these arrows during the fight. And again, I chose frames over iron bars for the ceiling because it was more cost effective. Also during the fight I come down a few times to clear bodies. And enemies start popping up and I have to run away from them. So there was a couple of points where I end up jumping over the traps as I talked about to try to... My idea was to lure the zombies over the traps to do the most damage to them, but I ended up hurting myself more in the process. You'll see that going on more late in the night. And there's a couple of fights with me in the dark where I come down and fight a couple of zombies. There was one really good one where I hit the guy and he did this wonderful ragdoll like rollover flip that I was really impressed with. And unfortunately at the end I became infected, although I've already dealt with that. I had enough moldy bread and sandwiches and stuff in my inventory that I was able to... there's a chemistry station in this town nearby. where I made an antidote and took care of myself. And as I said, I'll probably continue on this world for streaming, maybe later today. I guess that's not relevant until you know when I post the video. Oh, I was just showing here as well that I started planting a couple of trees up on the roof. I was just passing time for the Horde and decided to clear this body, but I remember something interesting here. You'll see I go to destroy this backpack and it makes that weird noise. And that's why I pulled out a frame to check to see what was going on. I can't build in this area. Like, I've noticed in Alpha 15 that certain areas can become sort of locked down, like invulnerable. That's the same sound that is made when you are in a trader and they're attacking the walls because the walls are invulnerable. It's almost like a land claim block was placed there. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but I noted that. At this point I was just waiting for the Horde and I decided to pop my inventory open to, and then I'll be showing my character screen so you can see the progress I've made to this point. You see I have quite a bit of food and water and a bit of medical stuff. I've already got my forge going and I've already been starting to work towards making cobblestone because I probably will make my base with cobblestone. I feel pretty confident about this. I'd already gotten all my tools up to 250, my weapons up over 200. And I was just passing time, as I said, waiting for the event to start. Here I went to my stats screen so you could look. You see I'm level 11, have not died yet. 113 wellness, my food and water are all good. My armor is in the 130 range. I also have the animal hide poncho to keep me cool. And any second now, we're going to hear the Horde sound, and then I'm going to go out and start watching them through the slots in the frames. And this was a little tricky. I struggle a lot during this fight to find good angles to get shots on them. I was looking for headshots, and because the zombies always try to get underneath you, and we're jumping around so much on the spikes, it ended up being a little bit of a challenge to get shots on them. And this drags on till about 2:30 a.m. or so, at which point they'll be mostly dead, and then I go down to loot bodies. Oh, you see, because they get so high, they were able to attack my frames. It wasn't a problem, though. The upper spikes break down pretty quick, and then they can no longer reach me. But I don't have a lot left to contribute about this video. It's going to go on for another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. And I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, I've decided this is the world that I'm going to continue for streaming purposes. Probably very soon, like today or tomorrow. And but I will also record some proper higher quality footage like this from time to time to show off things I've been making and stuff. I'm trying to find a best of both worlds where I can have good quality content for my channel but still stream the game. And I don't want to be playing on like 2 or 3 different worlds, so... Well, the zombies are starting to make a lot of noise, so I'm going to probably bow out here and let the video play out the rest of the way on its own. I hope you enjoy it. I will see you soon. Take care.